Hello and welcome back. And in this video, we are going to discuss about the two functions. One is fit transform and the other one is transform. You might be thinking that why we need these two functions. What fit transform do, which transform cannot do, or vice versa. Right? So why we need these two functions? So first of all, you can see here that in the fit transform, we have passed the training set, right? The data from the training set. And in case of transform, we have parsed the data from the test set. In the previous video, we have discussed that why we need to split the data into training and test sets. Okay. And in this video, we are able to see that in the fit transform, we have given x underscore train, which is the training set of data. And in the transform, we have given the test set of data. Okay. So basically, these are the set of values, the set of features from the test data, and these are the set of the features from the training data. Okay. So you might be, uh, you might be thinking of, and you might be guessed as of now. You might have guessed it as of now that yes, what is the purpose of fit transform and the transform? We have discussed few things about the fit transform and transform earlier, but today we are going to do it in much detail with respect to these APIs. So let me open my notes, and this is the difference between the fit transform and transform methods. Okay, so we are discussing the fit transform and transform methods with respect to the TF IDF vectorizer class. You can see here it's TF IDF vectorizer class, and we have already discussed about the TF IDF. Okay. Now we are going to see that what it does when we call the fit transform. Okay, so first of all, it learns the vocabulary and IDF weights, the inverse document frequency weights. I have already explained about the inverse document frequency, so I'm not going to explain it again in this video. So you can reach out to my previous videos and you can understand it very well. So it learns the vocabulary and IDF weights from the training data. So basically, fit transform works on the training data. This means it tokenizes the text into individual words or tokens, and then it removes the stop words like a and these are the articles, and don't add such values. Builds a vocabulary of unique words, computes the inverse document frequency, weights for each word in the vocabulary. So we have already discussed all these things, and now with respect to the fit transform method, we are discussing all these things. Okay, so fit transform basically works on the training data, and when we talk about the transform, then it transforms the text data into the matrices of TF-IDF features. It means this tokenizes the text data into individual words or tokens, look up each word in the vocabulary and computes its frequency, which is known as the term frequency, and it computes the TF-IDF score for each word by multiplying its TF and its IDF weight. Okay. It creates a matrix where each row represents a document and each column represents a word in the vocabulary. The cell at row I and column J contains TF-IDF score for word J in document I. I hope you are getting this point. It's really easy. So in other words, fit transform learns the vocabulary and IDF weights from the training data and then applies this knowledge to transform the test data. There is a mistake here. Read it as test, not text. Right? Is a test data into the numerical representation that can be used by machine learning algorithm. So this all is test, not text. Right? So this is a spelling mistake here. So you need to take care of this. So I will just update my notes as well. Okay, so it is like test data. Okay, so transform works on the test data and fit transform learns the vocabulary and IDF weights from the training data. So here is an example that you can see, and we have used here as well, like here fit transform. So in this example, x underscore train is the training text data. Here it is text only, basically, which is the textual data, right? Textual data. The fit transform method learns the vocabulary and IDF weights from X underscore train and then transforms it into a TF IDF matrix X underscore train underscore TF IDF. Okay, so basically it is transforming the training data. It is taking the training data as an input and then it is doing the real work now, started doing the real work now to assign the inverse document frequency weightage and all those things to make, decisions and do the predictions later on. Okay. So this is the training part, which is, trained using the fit underscore transform method. Okay. So this vectorizer is basically an object here is the object of TF IDF vectorizer. And then we have called this fit underscore transform method. Okay, and now let's see the transform method. The transform method in TF-IDF vectorizer takes in new text data. Here it's only textual data only, right? We are talking about the test data. You can understand that at this point we are talking about the textual data and transforms it into a matrix of TF-IDF features using the vocabulary and IDF weights learned during the fit or fit transform step. So in the previous step, whatever it has learned, now it will align, it will apply the same knowledge to the test data. Okay. So it will transform the test data as well. What kind of test data? All the features from the test data, not the real predicted value, because the real predicted value you need to predict and then you need to basically compare whether the results are coming correct or not. So in other words, a transform applies the same transformation learned from the training data to new unseen text data, which is your test data ultimately. Okay, so basically it works on the test data. It tokenizes the new text data, which is the test data, right, into individual words or tokens. Look up each word in the vocabulary learned during fit or fit transform, and then it computes the term frequency for each word. I hope you are aware about the term frequency and all these things because we have already discussed in one of the previous videos. Then it computes the TF IDF score for each word by multiplying its TF with its IDF weights learned during fit or fit transform. So basically, whatever you are able to see here, whatever we are, learning here, this is all we have explained very well. The only thing you have to understand here is that transform method works on the test data to apply the same transformation that it had applied on the fit transform for the training data. Okay, then finally it creates a matrix where each row represents a document and each column represents a word in the vocabulary. The cell at row I and column J contains the TF IDF score for word J in document I. So it's done the same kind of transformation that was done by the fit transform method on the training data. And the same formation this has done on the test data. So here is an example as well in the, at the last. So here it's like, you can see the code that has been taken from here only. So in this example, X underscore train is the training test data and text data, and X underscore test is the new text data to be transformed. The fit underscore transform method learns the vocabulary and IDF weights from X underscore train and transforms it into a TF IDF matrix X underscore train underscore TF IDF, right? You can see here. So whatever has been done that we have explained here. So, I mean, most of the things you might have understood. This is just the explanation again. The transform method then applies the same transformation to X underscore test using the learned vocabulary and IDF weights, resulting in a TF IDF matrix X underscore test underscore TF IDF. Okay. So in a nutshell, what we can say, fit transform is used for training data where the model learns the vocabulary and IDF weights and transforms the data. And transform is used to new unseen data where the model applies the learned vocabulary and IDF weight to transform the data. Okay, so I hope you must have understood the difference between the transform and fit transform method. Sometimes, for some of the classes, there is no fit underscore transform method that we have discussed here, right? We have discussed here about the fit underscore transform method. You can see here. But at some point of, for some classes, at some point you will see there is only one method. There is one method with name fit, not fit underscore transform. So fit and fit underscore transform, whatever you see, they all have the same purpose to work on the training data, not on the test data. For the test data, we have the other function, transform. So transform method is used to transform the test data, okay, and apply the same transformation that was applied on the training data. So I hope you must have understood this. So in the next video, we will see, about the other class, which is the TFI, is like count vectorizer. So we will see how does count vectorizer work for the fit transform and the transform method. I don't think I have any need to explain this to you, because if you have gone through all my playlists, then you must have understood all the things properly. Then the fit transform and transform, you can easily guess what it will do. So maybe that I will not upload any video for the count vectorizer, but yeah, I will try that. I should do that, because I want to complete all the course in totality. Okay, so even if I don't put, I think you will be able to understand it clearly, like what is count vectorizer and what it is. Okay, so after that, we will see that how we can save our machine learning model, right? See, here we are training our machine learning model, right? And we are giving the data as the input. But every time when you will be using your application, your model, every time you cannot pass that huge amount of data to train, and then you start, predicting. So better to just save whatever model you have prepared onto the on the hard disk, and whenever you need it back to predict something, then in that case you can take the, you can open the model back, and you can you start calling the prediction methods on the model, so that you can predict based on the learning done for the machine learning model. Okay, so I hope you might have understood this concept of fit underscore transform and transform. So in the next video, we will meet again with the fit underscore transform and the transform methods for the count vectorizer. Thank you and have a nice day.